This is an update, April 23rd, 2026. I'm going to do a very long video with my Ochre for Life diet because I had to put everything on a new WordPress website. Wix new format may not have all my research, and my research goes back to 3,000 years of ways in which to detox from being poisoned. And the children in the future will not survive without the knowledge that it's not about global warming, it's about poison. And I'm not going to go into a great big long saga on government stupidity and industry corruption, because all these toxic chemicals could either be banned, replaced, and all vehicles could be 100% clean. The catalytic converter made a big difference. I couldn't breathe at all anywhere without a gas mask. And now, depending on the wind direction, there are places. When I had the Jeep, I could drive out of town and I could get clean, fresh air exercise. Now, I'm 84 and I crippled since I'm 6 years old. And I hate to think that I got so depressed when I was 6 years ago, had to give up dancing before the pandemic, because people were so stupid. Someone with multiple chemical sensitivities and autoimmune disorders and low T and B cell functions. Simple cold virus was giving me lung infections within 3 hours. I can't live on antibiotics 6 times a year, which was starting to reach that point 15 years ago. And I found garlic pills and natural ways to detox. And at 72, after working so hard since 6 years old, yeah. And all that story is on YouTube and on my new website. But genetic tumor, genetic mutation. Yeah, a genetic mutation. The size of a football all through here and around. And it's a fat cell. It's a fat cell feeding off a main artery inside my leg muscle. It started the size of a pin dot in 2009, and it didn't even remotely affect me until 2016. And then I did tango exercises and I pulled out of that, and I was perfect to the age of 81. And I was dancing in the bedroom with Dan and found, the bedroom's my safe room, and it should be your safe room. And I have a box fan filter that I run 24/7, and I put a little filter that I made on my stand-up fan. Anything to filter the dust, which is not easy. This place is unbelievable. The dust mites love it. But you see, and I do take sinus attacks every morning, and garlic pills pull me out of it and I can breathe. But what I really want to talk about is my sinking into a depression. Yeah, really bad. I used to, in 1986, I went on the swings in a gas mask. My neighbor made me a swings. I was left to die in a shack. And little Jason, 5 years old, came over and gave me hugs. And all the children encouraged me and gathered round me. They heard about the gas mask lady. And in a gas mask, I went on the swings every day. And little children would put on music and dance with me, And I kind of forgot all that. When I had to give up skiing, I just plummeted in despair and depression. And I kind of gave up. And then yesterday at the dentist, I saw a 12-year-old boy in a wheelchair. I thought he was a grown man. He was that big. And they can't afford to pay for special exercises to keep his body functional. And his mother said to me, all he does is eat. I look at that boy and I thought, Trudy, how can you be so ungrateful? He would give anything to have 1 hour a day that I get about 1.5 hours a day where I'm really functional, and I, with a grocery cart, I go shopping, and I do get out. I can't do much, but I get out. And I'm in excruciating pain. There's no question about it. But at least I can move my body, and I can move my arms, and I can do this, and the only thing I can't do is, see, I can't dance. I've got no more balance. I can't lift my leg. But I've got a walker. I could keep moving and put a little music on, and even 15 minutes a day is better than nothing. Yes, that poor little boy in the wheelchair, he'd give anything to be able to move, even for 15 minutes. So I got to pull out. I'm going to do anyway on all my diet research. It'll go on YouTube. It's going to be really long, but the future children, they'll know how to download it and get it in case my websites disappear. And I keep working at it, and I keep finding I have to keep tweaking it. But, and then I'm also going to do a little exercise video for people who are crippled like me and in pain, and things you can do. So this is just a beginning. And it's already too long at 6 minutes, but it's just an update that no matter how bad things are, try to find a way to be functional. And if you can, share, and maybe you'll help somebody else. And I've lived my life doing that. And thanks to the children, that God little reminder, that 12-year-old in the wheelchair. Like Jason used to say to me, come on, Trudy, I love you, and give me a little hug. And help me to be encouraged to fight. And I was perfect at 72. And then a genetic mutation has taken me down. But I can still move, and that poor little boy can't. Okay. Prayers for all who are suffering and Ukraine. I hope to live to see Ukraine free and all these stupid wars stop. Humans are so dumb. Okay, over and out.